Okay, today we're going to make a very simple but delicious sandwich. I'm going to show everyone how to make it. I got the idea from a restaurant that I've been to a few times. They have a sandwich very similar to this on their menu, and I thought, well, I can make that at home. So I gave it a shot. Turned out great. Now I usually have these at least once a week. So what it is, it's a Caprese sandwich. I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So it's really just really good bread, roll or baguette, whatever you can find. I like something, this is a brioche roll, which I like because we're gonna broil it to toast it, and it's gonna get a really nice golden kind of crunch on the outside, but it's gonna stay nice and soft on the inside. I like a baguette. Most of them can be a little toothsome on the outside. I don't want to crack a tooth trying to bite into my sandwich, so this is my preferred choice. Some fresh tomato, fresh basil, fresh mozzarella, and a nice little mix here of butter and olive oil. This is what we're going to brush on the bread before we broil it. And then as kind of part of the finishing, we have olive oil, and we have a very, very good balsamic vinegar, along with coarse salt and fresh cracked pepper. And there is wine in the frame. The wine is not for the sandwiches, the wine is for me as the chef. Very big fan of having a glass of wine while I cook. So I've already set the broiler on in the oven, so the oven is already hot. So first foremost, we're just going to take this and just do a light brush on the outside. They're probably going to move all over the place. That's okay. Just a light brush on the outside. This is for flavor, and again also to get that nice golden, slightly crunchy toasted crust. That's what we're aiming for. So give all of these a nice little rub down here with the oil, and then we're going to pop these in the oven and just keep an eye on them, waiting for them to get nice and brown. Okay, side one done. Now going to flip them. I've already flipped them over. I'm going to do it a nice little brush with the same mixture on this side. It's that same mixture of butter and olive oil. And while I was waiting for the bread to toast, I went ahead and sliced up my tomato and my mozzarella. I try to keep them fairly thin, probably about like so, and I try to make sure that the tomato and the mozzarella stay about the same thickness. So I'll just finish this up, put this on this side, and then we'll put these back in for their final toast to get this inside all nice and brown. And in this case, it looks like I have just enough of the olive oil mixture, not too much. And this mixture again is just equal parts butter and olive oil. Melt the butter, probably about, I would say, a couple tablespoons, and then once the butter's melted, I just melt it in the microwave, pour in some of the olive oil, equal amounts. So this is going into the oven, and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, the bread's out of the oven. I've let it sit for a little bit to get where it was cool enough that I could handle it. So now I have the top and the bottom here, and I'm going to start assembling the sandwich. And this is probably the easiest part of the whole thing. Now, I have some basil here. You can use dried basil if you don't have fresh. I don't always have fresh on hand. I happen to be out today, so I got some. So what I'm going to do, you can just lay the slices of basil between the tomato and the mozzarella when you assemble the sandwich, but I'm going to do something a little different. So what I've taken is I've taken the basil leaves and I've stacked them, biggest on bottom all the way up to the smallest on top, and I'm going to just roll them like so, And then I'm going to slice. And you want a really sharp knife when you do this. Basil and most other herbs as well are very delicate, and cutting actually damages the leaves. So that's one reason. One very sharp knife, and you want, if you're going to cut basil like this or any herb, you want to use it at the same point that you've cut it. You don't want it to just sit around. So now we have that ready. So here comes the assembly. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with sliced tomato, and then we're going to do slice of mozzarella, and then slice the tomato. See, you just stagger them like so. And a slice of mozzarella, and just do that, repeating that until basically the whole thing is covered. Kind of move it up a little bit, try to fit just one more slice in here. At least one more slice of tomato. And then maybe one more if I have a little piece. Mozzarella. Okay. And then, I'm going to do that last. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that olive oil. We're just going to drizzle that over the top. That's a pretty heavy drizzle. And then take the balsamic vinegar. Do the same thing. Once it starts pouring, drizzle over that. And then we're going to top that. A couple of cranks of some fresh pepper. A little light sprinkle, very light sprinkle of some kosher sea salt. And then top that with that basil. Top piece of bread. And there you have it. A beautiful, delicious work of art that is healthy and good for you as well. So, there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. That's it for today.